Currently, the Florida Army National Guard has a live bid requirement for small business contractors to provide a physical location for a weekend of lodging, food, and conference rooms to support an upcoming Yellow Ribbon event in Orlando, Florida. As a contractor, you will be required to provide hotel accommodations as well as event management to ensure the event is well organized and that the Florida Army National Guard has access to everything outlined in the statement of work, including meals, breakout session rooms, and access to technology for presentations. By the end of this SAM.gov bid review training, you're going to gain a deeper understanding of the procurement for this upcoming Yellow Ribbon event, and you're also going to learn what's required in your response if you want to bid on this and try and win this contract for your small business. All right, guys, you heard it. The Florida Air National Guard needs our help. They have a need for this Yellow Ribbon event, which is going to consist of a hotel location that also has conference rooms available, breakout session rooms, and also meals and some audio visual requirements. We're going to get into that today. In today's bid review, we're going to be going through this bid on SAM.gov, and I'm going to kind of break down what they need. And we're also going to be highlighting what you need to do as a contractor to respond to this if you're somebody who wants to go out and win this contract for your small business and provide these services. So let's go ahead and just get into it. As you can see, they are advertising the date July 31st for Orlando. That already gives us a lot of upfront information. The due dates for this is July 6th. At the time I'm recording it, it is June 21st. So you've got a little bit of time. In terms of a set aside, this is a total small business set aside. So as long as you are a small business, which you are, because you are not some large business that's watching this training today, you are able and eligible to respond to this. So congratulations. As long as you're registered in SAM.gov and you've got your cage code. They're giving us some information in the description section. And they're asking for a conference room for a Yellow Ribbon event with an anticipated 90 adults and 10 children. So they're going to be telling us exactly the number of anticipated people, and they're going to give us like a final count as the date gets closer, and also, you know, the number of rooms that they're wanting. So for this actual bid, they're telling us exactly what they want. This is a very straightforward response. That's what you can expect. It's not going to be hard to price this thing out. It's just a matter of you finding a location around Orlando, it's going to look like, that can provide these services. They tell you the final count will be on the 20th of July by close of business. The actual event, guys, is going to start on a Saturday the 31st, but I think they're going to be wanting some rooms the day before, on Friday the 30th. So the rooms are going to be the night of Friday and Saturday. So it'll be a weekend event. They'll hang out Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday they will probably take off. They are saying a site visit of the offered hotel conference facilities may be required prior to the date of the contract award. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the documents that we have here. But what they're saying is, basically, I'm just going to give you the inside scoop here. The government kind of has an idea. You know, the Florida Air National Guard has done these events in the past. I'm 100% certain in saying that. So they have an idea of the locations. They probably even have a preferred facility in mind for this. If you're going to bid on this, or, you know, just for your knowledge, try and find that. Try and see if you can't, you know, when you call around to the hotels, ask them if they have housed, you know, a Yellow Ribbon event before. Do they know what it is? You know, was the government happy? Did it work out? Get some of that intel. That will allow you to kind of select the best place for the government if you're in a position of, you know, getting on the phone with them and they're, you know, going to give you the award and they're asking you, you know, okay, what location did you select? Do we need to do a site visit or whatever? If it's a location they've already been to, they're not going to need to do a site visit. But if you found a new location, they're probably going to be like, oh, really? That works? Okay, well, that should be fine, but we want to, you know, walk the site and see how it goes. So essentially that's what they're referring to there. So we have a few documents to get to. We have a wage determination. We have a bid form, which is an Excel sheet with some pricing columns on it. We do have the actual solicitation form and then the PWS statement of work. So we'll touch on those really quickly right now. So the first one we're going to touch on is this solicitation document, this standard form 1449, print, sign, and date, I always say. Coming down to this third page here, it's going to give you some really good information on how you're going to price this. These are the pricing CLINs, and we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pricing CLINs. The first pricing CLIN is for the hotel rooms itself, guys. So Friday night, Saturday night. They're telling you 40 rooms for Friday night, 35 rooms for Saturday night. So they're being very specific. But you're quoting this as a one job. So they're not actually breaking it down by day or per unit each for each room. They're actually combining all of it, and they're just saying rooms. All right. So what's the price for the rooms? Okay. And so what you would do is the unit price and the amount is going to end up being the same because, like I said, it's not a per each. It's a one job. So one job means everything rolled up, but just for the rooms. So the unit price may be, I don't know, $10,000, and the amount, the rolled up, would also match that. So that would also be $10,000. That may be wildly off. I'm just throwing out random numbers, and I felt like saying 10,000, so that's what I did. The next pricing CLIN, now it's going to be for the conference rooms, but you're going to treat it exactly the same. We're going to look at the PWS statement of work here in a second. That's going to break down this requirement for the rooms, so don't freak out. But they're going to tell you we need a general session room, we need private counseling rooms, we need an information fair room, because they're going to be having, and again, what is a yellow ribbon event? The Yellow Ribbon Reintegration Program is a DoD-wide effort to promote the well-being of National Guard and Reserve members, their families, and communities by connecting them with resources throughout the deployment cycle. Deployment. Commanders and leaders play a critical role in ensuring that National Guard and Reserve service members and their families attend the Yellow Ribbon events where they can access information on healthcare, education, employment, and financial and legal benefits. So for this pricing CLIN too, the rooms that they're asking for are general session rooms, private counseling rooms, information fair rooms, where they can kind of get resources and brochures, things like that. 2 breakout rooms, childcare space, and a registration and a check-in area. So whatever hotel you would be contacting and looking for, these are the type of questions that you would be asking. This is kind of the bullet points that you would want to go down the list to make sure that the hotel that you're kind of getting a quote from is able to meet these specs. So coming down to the next pricing CLIN, we have this yellow ribbon audio visual component. So again, they're going to give us the details for these in the PWS, but they're just doing one job. They're doing one job for everything. So this is going to be, podiums, microphones, maybe speaker system, maybe a monitor to have a presentation display. They'll show us in the next document, but this is going to be priced out one job. And then lastly, also the refreshment and the meals, that's going to be for light refreshments, but then also, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, most likely for, Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday morning. Again, you're just going to price that out one job. The government is asking to see these rolled up prices for the rooms, for the actual breakout and conference rooms, so the lodging rooms, the conference rooms, the audio visual, and then the food, meals, and refreshments, so that they can have a total number for each one of those. Those are kind of the metrics that they're finding important for the pricing, and so that's why they're rolling them up as one job for each of these. Okay, guys, we're going to continue to make our way through the solicitation document. We have the delivery information, which is standard in most solicitation documents, standard 1449 forms. This gives you information specific to the address, which is the place of performance. They give you the delivery dates. In this case, it's going to be the start and end dates. So this event is going to start on, that Saturday, July 31st. But remember, we need the rooms for the night before, the 30th on Friday. And then it's going to go through August 1st on Sunday. So that is the actual dates of the event. And lastly, there usually is a POC, a point of contact, in the ship to address. I don't see a name here. But they are letting us know that there is this phone number. This is going to be a contact for somebody from the government, the Air National Guard's side, probably going to be a core or a PM on the project, somebody who you're communicating with regularly. And that's something that you can find on most contracts. So kind of just scrolling through here, we've got some clauses, and really that is going to end it for the solicitation document. So really pretty short. Keep in mind, we did not see a instruction to offer section L or evaluation factors section M in this. So really all that I'm seeing for responding to this is your standard 1449 form, print, sign, and date, and fill out your pricing. This looks like a very standard, straightforward RFQ, request for quote. And really, really straightforward, like I promised at the beginning of this video. So let's keep it rolling. We just got a couple more documents to get through. I think next I want to go ahead and look at that pricing Excel sheet. So here is the yellow ribbon bid form that they're calling. Looks pretty straightforward, guys. Not going to spend a lot of time on this. Should be pretty self-explanatory. They are matching the CLINs here with those CLINs that we saw right here. So remember CLINs 1 through 4 for the rooms, etc. Well, that's what they're kind of doing here. So they're giving you rooms. What they want here is a rate. It's important to note the support staff. They want to know what the rate would be for 20 rooms, 2 nights, 10 rooms each for the support staff. But this is not going to be part of your quote. They have a note that says for reservation purposes only, they're going to self-pay. But they do need to know upfront kind of what that's going to be. So since you're doing this anyways, let them know what that rate would be for them because they are going to self-pay. But this is to reflect the actual rooms and things that they're asking for in the statement of work, which we're going to look at next. But this is the same stuff we just looked at in the pricing CLINs. So conference room space, a private counseling room, information fair room, registration area, breakout rooms, childcare area, audio visual equipment, technology. That's where that would go. Then they have the meals and the refreshments. Then they have also the breakfast and the lunch. Looks like dinner is not on here, but this is where you would price that out. And they do have some placeholders for the numbers of people for those actual activities. So number of lunches for, example, for 90 adults here in CLIN 4. So let's go ahead and look at the statement of work next. So here's the PWS. What is the PWS statement of work? This basically gives you the details on the job itself. This is where you're going to find those more nitty-gritty details to actually back into your pricing to make sure you're quoting things properly. So they give us some background information, the scope. A lot of this we've already learned through going through the other documents. They give us some details. Like you can see here, they're talking about the hours now. So all convention space must be available for use from 5 p.m. on Friday all the way through 2 p.m. on Saturday, it looks like. So they want that block of time to be just reserved for participants in the event. Then they're going to give us some more event requirements, lodging rooms, but I want to get down to some of the details here. So CLIN 0001. So if you ever had questions about your pricing for this one, they go into a lot more details. They're breaking it down, the 40 rooms, the 35 rooms, and the 10 rooms that we saw in that pricing CLIN and that Excel sheet. They're talking about that here. Pretty straightforward. They're getting into the nitty gritty of sleeping room requirements. Must have a TV with a remote. Guys, don't leave out the remote. They need a phone, refrigerator, high-speed wireless internet. Read this. Okay, I'm not going to go through all these level of details with you. If you're going to bid on this, you need to read this more thoroughly on your own. Don't just base this training off of what you're only going to do. So here in CLIN 002, they're giving us information on what they would actually need, not for the lodging rooms, but for those actual conference rooms and breakout rooms. And they want them to be equipped with this equipment. But again, private counseling room, they want one room that is scheduled to accommodate up to 5 people. And then an information fair room, which is one large room that you can put 25 to 36 foot tables. The government's going to come in and they're going to set up. You're not doing that type of stuff. You're just providing the space. You're providing the facility. Essentially, you're booking the right hotel that can accommodate, all this activity that's going to happen within the Florida Air National Guard. So again, a lot of good details here, including also the child space requirements. Super important stuff. You got to make sure you read this. The next CLIN, this is for the audio-visual requirements. This is kind of the equipment, the technology. So they want 3 podiums. They want 1 stage that's 8 by 8. They want 6 12-foot projector screen with a projector. So, that would be significant probably. They need audio with 3 lapel mics, 4 hand microphones. And they need a technician from 3 to 5 on Friday and then 6:30 to 2 on Saturday to make sure if anything starts going haywire, that technology is not working, that somebody can address that right away. So you need to make sure you have that on site ready to go in case there's any issues. And that would all be built up in this CLIN 003, which again, I'm just, these CLINs match up, guys. So it matches up with the standard 1449 form here. All those details and everything back up to the amount that you're going to be putting on here. And then also, filling out for that, Excel sheet. So for example, the audio visual CLIN would be here. So I hope that's making a lot of sense to you. So moving on, lastly, we have the CLIN 0004 meal requirements. Again, this is, they want light refreshments. And then they also, we saw that they have the need for the breakfast and the lunch. So that's going to be buffet style, continental breakfast as well. So this is all laid out very, very nicely. I like this. I think contracting's done a good job. And quite honestly, I think the reason why this is laid out so nicely is because they've done this before, okay? They are reusing this template. They are changing out the details. They have found something that works. All to say, for you, what does it mean to you as the contractor? Yellow ribbon events are always ongoing. Okay, these events are largely throughout the country, and you can build a whole business off of providing yellow ribbon and other event type services. So we talked about the $1 million umbrella strategy in another video. This is not about you approaching the government saying, hey, I have this good or service to sell, you buy it. No, it's learning and finding these little pockets, these little niches of industries that may not even exist in the commercial world, B2B or B2C. In B2G, in business with the government has these unique needs. And there's a lot of money, there's a lot of contracts, there's a lot of emphasis on them. And this particular type of event, this type of contract, yellow ribbon within the National Guard and the Air National Guards, this is something that goes on all the time, guys. So if you're looking at trying to do some sort of business like this, this is something that is a business model. It's proven, it's been around for decades that they've been bidding for these requirements using contractors. It's not going away anytime soon. So that's really why I'm showing you this particular bid and these types of bids in general. I'm trying to put bids in front of you that you can actually stake your business on, not something that's just going to be a one-off. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you kind of read between the lines here with what I'm trying to do for you. So now lastly, your last document is the Florida wage determination, and it's going to be in the Orange, Osceola, and Seminole counties of Florida. And I'm not going to run through the wage determination today. I think we've already spent enough time in today's training, but you can refer to any of my other bid review videos. We touched on this, but this is going to be the occupation codes. Again, you're not really staffing a lot of people. You're going to have a technician on site, but this is really not a staffing or a personnel type contract. It's more of a management type contract with providing the facility, including the rooms and the meals and the lodging and everything in terms of management to make sure everything goes on without a hitch, including all those technology requirements. So just know that this is here. In case anybody has any questions with your pricing, I would make sure you pick something that goes along with some sort of maybe administrative or management type service that you're offering here. But I wouldn't stress about this as much because you're not actually staffing any individual people. So hopefully somebody from our community is inspired by watching this. Again, this is due on July 6th. So we've got really 2 weeks to go after this one, a good amount of time to get quotes. Even if your business does not reside or you don't personally live in Florida, guys, you don't have to live or reside in the area to do these type of contracts. You are going to want somebody on site during this event, whether that's you or somebody who is a part of your company or somebody you hire, an employee, etc. You do want that managerial component involved in this. The government is going to be looking around. You don't want to just, book a hotel and say, here you go. Okay, they're going to want more than that. That's how you actually go out and you get more business. So you want to rub elbows with the people who are the decision makers and, let them get to know you. Maybe they have a last minute requirement that they don't have time to go out and bid and it's a really small job. They can put it on a credit card or something like that. You want to be the one that they call. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it and you found it helpful, and maybe you're even considering on bidding on it, or maybe, if nothing else, you didn't even know this type of requirement was out there on SAM.gov, or that the government buys this stuff. If it's any of those, click that like button. Let me know that you liked it, that this was helpful. And if you're somebody who watches a lot of my videos and you have not subscribed yet, consider subscribing to the channel, because government contracts are all that we do here, and we are quickly growing our GovCon community. I believe we are the fastest growing GovCon YouTube channel. I've checked the stats compared to my competition, if you will, and we are growing the fastest. So I'm actually pretty happy to find out that statistic. And hey, if you want more information on bidding on contracts like this, you need help, GovCon Gold Rush is always there for you. We don't have a close date on it. It is open, but it is application only. So if you want to join our Ultimate Government Contracting Training Program, the link for that is in the description of this training video. So make sure you watch this video or this video next before you bounce off. And I hope you guys are having a great, productive end of your third quarter here. It's the start of the week right now, and I hope you have big things planned. So keep grinding. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you liked today's live bid review, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.